let's talk about 5 mistakes that small to medium-sized commercial cleaning companies and solo cleaners often make. So number 1 on the list, and this is a common one, and you can definitely notice, is avoiding proper floor care. So if you're mopping the floor once a week, twice a week, whatever it is, but the water is like murky and it's kind of dirty, you're smearing that dirty water all over the place and it gets into the grooves and all that stuff. It's a mess. So that's something to keep in mind. Proper mopping. Another thing is focusing on the chemicals. Are those chemicals slowly ruining the finish of the floor? Is the floor starting to look dull? Is the floor looking streaky? Those are all important things you have to think about. When was the last time you did a deep cleaning of the tile or the floor itself? Again, if you're doing a mopping once a week or twice a week, you should factor into the pricing a little more of a deeper cleaning every now and then to make sure you maintain that floor looking pristine. Number 2 on the list is ignoring high touch points and high reach points. So cobwebs up in the ceiling, nobody's looking around. It just slowly gets forgotten and gets worse and worse. Light switches, door handles, all that fun stuff. If there's a lot of hands that go on it, it needs to be properly cleaned. And just because it's higher up and you're not noticing, does not mean that customers or the customer's customers aren't noticing. So keep an eye on what's going on top. That is very important. And make sure to properly disinfect the high touch points. This gets overlooked all the time. And number 3 kind of goes in with the second one, but mistake I often see is if companies or solo cleaners don't have the proper training. So if you're sending a cleaner into a commercial space and they haven't actually had a shadow training session where they went with somebody that knows what they're doing, that can lead to a lot of problems. Proper training on the equipment, the chemicals, all that stuff should be in place in order to lead to better quality for the customers. And number 4, this one happens a lot as well because often customers push for it, but it's charging too little. Now, the biggest problem that comes from that is that your staff or yourself is rushing to get the job done because it's an unrealistic time that is set for the cleaning. And then how can you deliver good quality if the budget is so low that you can barely make the time to finish the job, right? So underbidding is horrible. There's companies that do it, and the thing is, they focus on high turnover with customers. They try and get as many new accounts as they can. They go as low as they can, but they never last because the quality, sorry to say, but is crap. So make sure you price it fairly to deliver realistic quality for the customers, your staff, or yourself. And number 5, and I'll be honest, I used to do this as well, assuming that no news is good news. So realistically, it comes down to bad communication. You gotta make sure there's proper communication between you, your staff, and your customers. If there isn't, it's gonna lead to problems. Small problems lead to bigger problems, and so on and so on. So make sure you have a proper communication system in place for both your customer and your staff. This is a crucial part. Just because you're not hearing complaints does not mean they're not there. So make sure you have a system in place to do quality checks. Make sure you're communicating with the staff to see what they're happy with, what they're unhappy with. Communication is key when it comes to business.